mirror, I can't recognize me. Just empty eyes, a heart that died. I dream of so much more. I feel out of my body, out of my mind. I just can't shake it, I'm running blind. Sleepwalking in daylight, like a zombie running away in the moonlight, moonlight. Oh, a straight savage for the limelight. I'll wake up, I'll wake up, I'll wake up. Whoa, it's an empty dream.
Good evening and welcome to IITW Radio. We got to do a sound check here, Chris. Am I all right?
Yes, you're fine.
Okay, just checking. I just had to move some stuff around. Anyways, that was the music of Tiffany Parker. We have Tiffany on the show. Tiffany, are you there?
I am. Thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, let me say your music rocks. I love your music. So does a bunch of other people,
thank you very
apparently. So, okay, I don't even know where to start because you've been, unlike a lot of artists we have, you have done just about everything and been on about everything, including Oprah, correct?
Yeah, Oprah Network, not the actual show, but yes, Oprah Network.
That's still a big hurdle there. So you've been on TLC, A&E, VH1, MTV Bravo. What else you been on?
I don't quite remember off the top of my head. Let me see here. Yeah, TLC, A&E, ABC, MTV, E, Oxygen, several others. Things like that. Yeah, I license music and write them for TV shows, that sort of thing. So that's been a really fun part of what I've been able to do over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, well, how'd you get started in music?
Well, I started years and years ago when I was a little girl. That was my heart's cry. Everything I did was music. And I started there, and when I was 14 was when I really started to do it professionally. I started working as a professional dancer at that point and performing all around every stage I could possibly find or get the opportunity to be on. And from there, ended up traveling to New York and LA, doing demos and, meeting with producers and that sort of thing. From there, I moved to LA and was living there for several years, working in the industry there. So kind of started as a seed as a kid, honestly, of just really having a desire for this and a passion for it and wanting to make a difference through it, and kind of that journey of figuring out what that looked like. So that was kind of the beginning of it.
Yeah, you were one of those little kids with a hairbrush, correct? Just brushing hair,
Absolutely,
singing.
Yeah. I was the one that forced everybody to play karaoke with me, all my little friends in the cul-de-sac or, whatever it was. And so everyone hated hanging out with me because all I made them do was sing or play karaoke. So that was my life.
Yeah, where are you from now?
I'm based in Seattle, Washington.
Seattle. Oh, man, that is too cold. You need to move to Florida. We have a lot of gigs you can play down here. It is too stinking cold in Seattle. I've been there.
Yeah, it is cold. It's warm now. This time of year is super, super nice and warm. But, yeah, it does get pretty brutal in the winter, for sure.
Yeah, but that's only going to last, another month?
Yeah, probably about another month or another couple of weeks. It's already starting to turn, and then it'll get pretty cold. But I'm used to it. I've lived here most of my life, other than a short stint for a few years in LA. So I've been pretty used to it.
So explain the song you write now. You write your own music and stuff, or do you have somebody that's co-writing with you? Or
I co-write once in a while, but most of it I do on my own.
Okay. So I know I shouldn't ask you this, but you look like you're fairly young. How young are you?
I'm actually going to be 28 in a week. Yeah, so next week's my birthday.
So in a week. Oh, well, happy early birthday.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So are you touring right now? I know we were supposed to have you on a few days ago, and then I wound up having some stuff come up, and you wound up having some stuff come up. Are you touring right now, or?
No, I'm not touring right now. I've actually been dealing with some very severe health struggles for the last 7 years or so. So I have not been able to physically be able to tour, but I am in the works of another album and another book. So those are kind of my projects that I've been working behind the scenes on, hoping to put a new album out at the end of September, or about 2019, maybe early 2020 is the goal there. And then we'll look into possible tour, but it depends very heavily upon my physical state at the time. But I do what I can.
Yeah, you've got the one album out now, One Voice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know we only have 3 songs of yours, and we get a lot of requests for your music. When are you going to send us some more music, girl?
I can send you some more music. Yeah, I can send you a couple new songs. And then I will definitely get that next album, although that's about a year away. But when I do get that new one, I'll send it over as well. That's
So
great to
how
know
do you-
people are responding to it.
How did you wind up getting on TLC and all this other stuff? I mean, is it because of where you're located at, or did you have a manager sending your stuff in, or?
No, actually, it's the weirdest thing. I started, I was living in Seattle and just trying to figure out how to make it here because obviously LA and New York are a bit better for music. And I had a producer email me just randomly, just a random email from this producer. And he was saying that he is placing these songs in TV, really liked my style, and basically just reached out and asked if I'd be interested. And I was very, very hesitant because you hear about those things online. So I actually wrote one of my really worst songs. It was not something that I thought was great at all. I just said I was going to give it a try. I was like, okay, I'll give him a really low quality song demo, just see if this is real, kind of test the waters. Well, that song ended up being placed on MTV within a month. So I was like, okay, I think this thing is actually something. So I ended up, working with this producer, and from there I ended up expanding to music libraries, or what they're called, and would, submit more music and network. So it was really about who I knew, just person to person. I would make really good relationships in LA and with people that knew music supervisors for TV shows directly, and safe to go out much, or are the alligators just normal to you guys now?
To me, I grew up down here, so it's just commonplace for me. You know, if you see one, just leave it alone. Don't feed them, because then they get used to humans and they want to come up and take a bite out of you. They just was alligator hunters down here just got a 12-foot, over 1,000-pound gator the other day. I think we might have that on a show tonight. That's just crazy.
Wow.
With all the rain we've been having, though, there's a lot of water moccasins coming up, and of course, I live on a small horse ranch, and with snakes, and we have wild turkeys and deer and everything else. And I live right on the St. Johns River, so it's not too bad. What's the terrain like where you're at up there? Are you actually in Seattle there? I mean, in the city part, or are you in the suburbs?
Yeah, I'm in the suburban area. I'm about 20 minutes north of Seattle. I like that space to breathe in nature.
Yeah, Seattle. I was going to say Seattle's a busy town. Like I said, I've been there. So where do you go for your quiet time, like when you write your music, or is it something you just have a certain place you go, or, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I a lot of the times, my husband and I are absolute nature lovers, so we don't spend a whole lot of time in the city, actually. We are pretty much out in mountains or rivers. There's amazing nature. The only busy place is really just that general Seattle area right there around the city. If you go even 15 minutes east, you're in just absolutely gorgeous mountains, and that's where I used to live, actually. I just recently moved. But, yeah, we spend a lot of time out in waterfalls and rivers and just taking in the sights and just reflecting, and that's really a huge part of my writing process. And we go out there and we find these beautiful locations to shoot videos and things like that, which are really remote locations that nobody really knows are there, but they're really easy to get to. So it's a really beautiful area. But yes, the actual city part itself is getting a little crazy with the traffic and people. I think I moved to LA for a period of time and for a few years, and when I came back home to Seattle area, it had like quadrupled in size. It was amazing. I couldn't even believe it. I thought I was coming back to my quiet little town, my quiet little area, but it's like I brought LA back with me or something. So it's booming up here. It's gotten pretty crazy.
Yeah. Now, are you playing any gigs in Seattle, or are you traveling outside of Seattle?
Outside of Seattle a little bit. I don't do a lot of there's a lot of, the scene here is very grunge. It's a lot of grunge music, a lot of rock, a lot of really intense hip hop and things like that. So I don't really find a place. I do I perform in churches and things like that. Those seem to work a little bit better for my style and for my demographic, but that's usually what I stick to, or I do online type of things, or online concerts, or video performances, and that's kind of what I've been sticking to in recent years, battling with illness. That's kind of where I've been able to do it.
Yeah, I see in your bios that you're a blogger as well.
I am, yes. I'm a writer, and I write for there's a ministry called MXTV, actually based out of down there where you're at in Tennessee area, not Florida, but close. And I write for them, staff writer for them, and then I write regular blogs online as well as books. So I write all the time. That's been huge part of my my journey of just reflecting and growing, and just an outlet for me. So I absolutely love to do it in the opportunity I get.
Yeah. Well, if you come to Florida, you're not going to see any waterfalls unless it's a culvert. Everything here is flat. Yeah. You might see some dolphins. That'd be cool to do a video with. What are your books exactly about? Because I see you got you're author of The Passion Pursuit. What is that about?
Yeah, The Passionate Pursuit is about pursuing your call that God has on your life, regardless of what your circumstance is. I'm so passionate at this point because I've lived with severe illness for 7 years that I really feel such a responsibility to encourage other people, to show them that no matter what circumstance you're in, no matter what struggle you have, that you are made for a purpose and a reason, and that there is a plan for your life, and that you can be effective no matter where you're at, whether you're sick, stuck in a hospital bed, or whether you deal with mental illness or a loss, whatever it is. It's just about purpose. It's about going after the purpose and the plan for your life, regardless of your circumstance. So that's something that I'm very, very passionate about. So that one. And then I'm also in the works of writing an autobiographical book that is going to be in-depth look of my story of the journey that I've walked through over the years. And that's going to talk about and document many, many details of in and out of hospitals and struggles I've gone through dealing with depression and anxiety and dealing with loss and abuse and all types of things that I'm going to be putting a voice to and trying to use that as a way to help other people and encourage other people. So that's also in the works.
Yeah, and it didn't say it in your bios, but when I was talking to my manager there, studio manager, she was telling me that you had a lot of medical problems and stuff that you've been battling, trying to get through. One of my blues, fibromyalgia and stuff. If it's something you're not comfortable by talking, I could say it, but I know a lot of people that have that, and especially there's been a couple of artists, girls that's wanted to be artists, like young lady named Geneva, and she just couldn't seem to get past the pain of that and stuff. How do you keep yourself going with your music and stuff, having to endure pain and stuff like that? Because I know it can be quite painful.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's hard. I live in severe pain every single day, and it's something that, in the beginning it was every day's a battle, every day's different, and in the beginning I felt like I couldn't do anything. I've gone through seasons of defeat, really honestly, of times where I felt like I can't do this, and I've gone into seasons of depression because of it, and I've found my way out only by my relationship with God. That is the only way that I have had that I found my strength and in my faith. And He has grabbed my hand and He has led me and given me opportunity and shown me a life that I can take these baby steps. So every day is about baby steps. I can't do what a lot of other artists can do. I can't go on, 200 city tours. I have to turn down a lot of opportunities, and it's hard. It is a hard battle every day, but it's something where every day I just have to see what is the priority, what is the most important thing, and I start with that, and I just do baby steps, and I just pray throughout my entire day. I just pray for strength. I just lean into God, and that's how I've done it. I find obviously there's little day-to-day things that help, stretching, yoga, and certain medicines that can help, or things like that, treatments and things of that nature as well, in addition to that. But I really think the biggest battle with chronic illness and physical ailments is a mental battle. I think that really, you get left in a hospital bed for weeks on ends or months on ends, and it really messes with you. It really makes you feel like you don't have any purpose and there's no reason for you. It makes you think, well, what's the point of even living? If I'm just going to live in a hospital bed or be glued behind these four walls, and not being able to do anything with my life. But I think that's the lie in it, is that we can be effective even when we have these ailments. And I think it's motivating people like what you're talking about, people that suffer from fibromyalgia or Crohn's disease or these other things that I deal with, is that I want to be a voice for those people. I want to encourage those people and support those people and be somebody that can help support them and show them that you can do something with yourself. You can live a life. It might not be exactly the way that you want it to be or the way you dreamt of it to be, but there is a way, and it takes some time and a lot of, finessing and talking to the right people and a lot of prayer and a lot of self-reflection. But it is possible to do things. And so I'm in a season right now where I'm just coming out. This last 6 months have been my first 6 months in a very, very long time that I have been actively working, trying to do things. And that looks different than it used to. I used to work 12, 13, 14, 16-hour days in the studio, sometimes full days, 24-hour days. I did a lot, and it makes you feel defeated sometimes if you look back at what I was able to accomplish then and what I'm able to accomplish now. But the one thing I know now is there's no fluff in what I do. There's absolutely no fluff. I prioritize 100% what really matters, and I think that it's scaled back a lot, but it's also the most important things, if that makes sense. So that's kind of an overarching idea of how I deal with it, but it's all about faith for me. That's the only thing that I can possibly say has pulled me through. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be here, honestly. I think I would have been gone a long time ago if I did not have the relationship I do have with God.
Yeah, that's the key thing right there, is to have that relationship with God. And when everything else fails you, as long as you've got hope, and that'll heighten the strength and stuff. I mean, you have some great work out there, and if you didn't, you wouldn't be on the air with me right now. I can see you going places. Normally, I tell people when they get to the red carpet or whatever, if they don't say hi or whatever, I'm going to moon them. I never say it to women. I don't think no woman wants to see. One woman wants to see my white butt. So I'll just keep screaming at you until until you at least say hey. But I do like your music, and there's a lot of people who love your music. You get a lot of requests for your songs. We need more of them, though, girl.
All right, I will get working on more of them for you.
Okay. That way I keep knocking everything over. I'm actually out of town right now. So I'm like you. You're on the phone and I have to go over the air somehow here. I don't know how they all do it and how it all works. I'm an old man, but anyways, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. I know you've got to get going. You got a child and stuff like that. So I definitely want to have you back on sometime later if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
And then when your music comes out, hopefully I'm still alive when your music comes out in 2020. Don't make it.
Oh my goodness.
Don't make it.
I will get on it so that you can hear it before you're not alive. You're not that old. You couldn't be that old.
Yeah, and if you ever decide you want to come to Florida, let me know, and we'll try to get you set up with some different venues and stuff and some tours down here.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I see your time is up. So love that little one and keep sending us great music for us. And thank you so much for letting us share your music, not only with my staff, but with the whole world and the people that's listening on here.
Yeah,
you got a great talent.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. It really does.
Yeah, well, I wish I could sing like you. I wouldn't be sitting right here right now.
Well, we need you. You're needed. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just talk. I can't sing worth crap. If I did, you guys would be throwing rocks at me. So, all right. Well, you have a good evening, young lady, and thank you so much for coming on the air with us tonight.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
Okay, bye-bye.
That was Tiffany Parker, guys. And there goes the applause. Okay, I think we got to do a couple commercials here before I start into the craziness of the Friday night, what's pissing me off stuff. And there's a bunch of that going on. We got the stand over there. Matt and Luann, they're going to be on vacation starting next week, gang, on the 11th, I believe, 11th or 12th. So either Tuesday or Wednesday, if you don't have your produce, get over there and get it because they're going to sell out. They go on vacation for 2 weeks every year. So you're just going to have to eat meat like I do. But they have great vegetables and stuff. Go over there and see Andrea or William or I forgot the other ladies' names up there. They're going to choke me for that. But okay, what do we got next? They do have the freshest produce around, by the way.
Click the wrong button.
Okay. Videos. Benio does pretty much everything. He's not doing any drilling up in Palaca right now or in Putnam County, but he does pump repair, well restoration, pump replacement, well abandonment. If you got a well that needs to be closed off, he's the guy to do it. And he also, I think he does some irrigation work. I don't know. I got to call him and find out on that. But anyways, you guys give Benio a call up there. He's a family-owned business. Him and his wife run it. If you're in Volusia County and stuff, he's definitely the guy to give a call to. All right. What's my next one? Tom's, Mr. Bruce, over at Tom's. Bruce is a big man, and he can cool your house off in big ways. It's Tom's AC and Heat, and he's out of Interlachen, but he services Putnam County, St. John's, all over the place. He is available 24 hours. So if you find out, especially in Florida here, as hot as it is, you guys start sweating, call him up. He'll come out 3 o'clock in the morning. He's also a volunteer fireman. And thank you, Bruce. I know you're probably listening. Thank you for your service. He works out of the Interlachen, out of Station 20, I believe. But he is out in Interlachen. You guys can come back. It's 386-684-2169, 386-684-2169. I would call this guy up. He's not in it to make $1 billion. He's in it to, I think he's got 11 kids. So this guy definitely needs you to support him, and he knows what he's doing with his AC. Okay, with all that noise, I'm going to get to the next one. Quench the Thirst. Quench the Thirst is a program that Tammy and I started a few years ago. It is still going on right now. You can go to Hitchcock's and you can see Miss Joanne in East Palatka, or you can go out to Interlochen and see Misty out there. Or you can go to Save-A-Lot and see Mary over in Crescent City. Those are the three places that are doing it. With just those three places last year, we were able to raise over 100,000 bottles of water in just a few weeks. And these are great people. You go in and just tell them you want to buy a case of water. It's only a couple bucks. I think it's $3, some change. Get a thing of water for these volunteer firefighters. I was out there the other night. They get paid $4 a call. We were out on not a hit and run, but a man crossing the street, young man, and got killed, unfortunately. And they were out there from like 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that, for $4. But they're not in it for the money. They're in it to help you guys. The least we can do is to help them out with what they need. So pick up a package of crackers, some snacks, beef jerkies, anything like that won't melt in their pockets. So when they're out on a fire, they have something good to eat. Keep them hydrated and stuff. Or get them some Powerade too. Okay, do we have any more commercials?
One more.
Hot Pocket Bob. You guys need to get your car painted? You need something worked on it? Bob has a towing company over in East Palatka. Take him a box of Hot Pockets, and I guarantee you he'll give you some money off. This guy eats more Hot Pockets than anybody I've ever seen in my life. He's like addicted to them. But I don't know if that's where he derives his power from for painting cars and doing work on them. But the guy kicks butt. You guys want a good affordable paint job? Go over and see him. That is the guy to see. I've got to send over some pictures and have him put up with this car that he just painted, this black car, and it was completely totaled. Never looked like it was even in it looks like it just came off the tow truck or off the shipping truck from the factory. Okay, what else we got?
And that is all.
That's it. Sweet. Well, thank you to our sponsors and stuff for supporting us and letting us be able to do music on the air. My hat looks crooked, but it's an Alabama hat. And by the way, Alabama, you boys kicked some butt. Was it 54-14?
Yeah.
And I believe the Gators, did the Gators win this week? I think so.
I'm sad to say I honestly don't follow the Gators. I'm sorry.
I know. All you Gator fans out there.
I'll find out. Give me 2
Tide.
seconds.
Roll Tide. I will be watching the game again Saturday night. Where's my friend Lee at? I know while I'm getting ready to pull this next stuff up. I want to make a little bet with Lee because they're going to be playing the Gators. A couple years ago, or no, it was last year as a matter of fact, I made a bet with Lee Dandridge, one of my best friends, that if she made a bet with me actually and said that if the Gators won, I had to sport Gator memorabilia all over my vehicle, stickers. I had to wear a Gators hat, no more Alabama. Well, guess who lost? Guess who had stickers on their vehicle all year long? And Lee, I just saw that you got a new truck. You cannot hide from me. I'm coming back. And when I do, I've got a whole fresh batch of stickers, 500 of them for you, girl, because they still haven't played. So I'm wanting to bet you right now, Lee, that Alabama takes Florida by 12 points. If they do, you need to get a tramp stamp on your back of an alligator getting stomped by owl.
There's your Lee.
There's Lee.
Okay, so the game on the first was last Saturday. It was the Gators were versing Charleston Southern, and it was 53-6, and they did win. So way to go, guys. So they're going to be playing Kentucky this weekend on the 8th at 7:30 p.m. You can catch it on the SEC network. So
They'll take Kentucky. Unless they get big heads about them. Well, I do like the Gators, but not when they're playing for Alabama.
So.
You know, and let's see this, 54 to basically nothing and 54 to basically nothing on the Alabama side and on the Gators. So that should be a pretty good game. But Lee, give me a call. We're going to the tattoo shop. And I will get a tattoo, a tramp stamp of a gator eating a big owl. How's that? But we'll get them in a disappearing ink so they only last for, 3 to 5 years.
That sounds like a prison sentence.
My boys from Alabama better not let me
5.
down because I do not want a tramp stamp.
Yeah, that sounds like a YouTube moment for y'all. IITW Radio will be there with the YouTube for you.
Well, actually, I should get her to get one a big owl, and put her ears, the elephant's ears as her ears, and then the trunk is her nose. By the way, Lee, how did the hair get on my mic?
Some things we don't want to know.
Hair. Wasn't gray, so it wasn't mine.
Don't want to know.
I don't know. My dog's been shedding like crazy. Needs to hurt and get cold. Okay, in the news.
We got a Daytona Beach man that was accused of dating 14-year-old while married to a teen, a 19-year-old. You see that story?
Yeah, I just saw it. The DCF's investigating. Police say there could be more victims. Mm-hmm. What an idiot. Do we have a soundbite of that or just...
No, we have his picture pulled up on the screen. You can see his picture on the screen.
Yeah, I can see his picture. I didn't know if we had a soundbite or not. But the Daytona police arrested a 28-year-old man who said, who they say was victimizing a 14-year-old girl after a trip from the Department of Children's and Family. They believe he has a history of targeting young girls, including his 19-year-old wife. That's pretty sick. 28-year-old messing around with a 14-year-old, and he has a 19-year-old wife. Okay, that's kind of acceptable, 19, 28. I can see that happening, but not a 14-year-old. Police said the DCFA agent reported that they were called to Halifax Hospital on July 20th. A 43-year-old woman brought the 14-year-old victim to the hospital because she had recently learned that the girl's boyfriend, Sam
Fugat.
I thought it was faggot for a second, but it's Fugat.
Honestly, I almost misspelled it when I did it.
That's like my friend, his last name is Fuchs, F-U-X. You guys pronounce it the way it's spelled and tell me what you come out with. It was 28, and the pain the girl was experienced made her to believe she was pregnant with child, according to an interview by DCF officials. The report did not state what the victim was suffering from when she was brought into the hospital or if she was pregnant. Initially, the victim told investigators that, it's like, ooh, my screen went black.
That's okay. We can still see you. You're good. Swipe your screen. Do your mouse.
I got to enter the code number again. There I am.
It's called timeout. We put you in timeout.
That sucks. Anyways, what a sick bastard.
Yeah.
Eventually, initially she had told, the victim had told the investigators that Puckett was not her boyfriend, saying he was like a brother to her. Yeah. Anyways, investigators said the woman who brought in the girl told them that Puckett was hovering around the girl before she was brought to the hospital and spoke with her prior being admitted to the hospital. According to the report, the girl later said that Puckett was her boyfriend and they had been sexually active. Yeah, this is making me sick. I don't want to read anymore.
Yeah, it said that the woman also told investigators the 14-year-old will leave school for days at a time with him. Said that the wife, they found out that who was 18 when the investigation started, began dating him when she was not of age, and he had seduced her as well. So, I mean,
Yeah, well, you know what they can do with that guy? And cut his friggin' tallywhacker off.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve to have one. So.
Yeah, what a sick bastard.
But here's an interesting story for you, Travis. As a guy, how would you feel if you were conned? A woman gets you for a whole bunch of money, and you find out that your kid that you thought you had, and you're paying her all this money for, it never actually existed. Did you see that?
I had a woman one time, a girl one time, tell me that I wanted to say girl. She wasn't a girl. She was a woman. I guess we were both in our 20s, and she tried to convince me that she was pregnant with my child, and I didn't find out until the little boy got hurt. Later on, that when I went to the hospital with him and was going to give him my blood, and he needed blood transfusion, and he goes, "Whoa, your blood doesn't match up. You know, we'd have to get the biological father." And I'm like, and he said it right in front of her. It was like, "Oh, is there anything you want to talk about here?" But go ahead. I'll let you do this one while I swig on my water here for a second.
Okay, so Tracy Hardy from, please forgive me for sounding this name out wrong, from McClellisfield, tricked her ex by pretending they had a son. He dumped her, so she took revenge on him by saying that she was pregnant and pretending her friend's little boy was his son. So the poor man spent 5 years believing he was the dad to Tyler, but then all of a sudden the woman cut contact. He finally reported him missing to the police after he didn't see the boy for 2 years. Police then discovered that Tyler was actually the son of Tracy's family friend. So, I mean, now she's all believing. She's like, I feel bad for what I did, and she wants people to forgive her. But, I mean, come on, look at this. How can you said that to everybody? Look at her smiling and sitting there with that kid and trying to say that that's somebody else's kid. I mean, come on. So
Yeah, whose kid is that?
It was just her friend's kid, and the friend was in on it. So he said that the man John, said he wanted his identity hidden, but he said he would never get over the loss of a child that was never his. He had contacted the police when they didn't hear from him. The poor man had gotten this attachment to the kid, and then all of a sudden for 2 years he doesn't hear from him. I mean, I don't know if that's worse, to not have your kid in the first place or to get attached to someone else's child and find out it was never yours in the first place. I mean, that's beyond sick. So.
Well, that's like you see, different people with their dating profiles on there, and you show up, and all of a sudden, the girl that's supposed to be 5'10" supermodel, it's like a midget, and you don't want anything to do with her because she's not what she looks like. Or you show up, and the guy's got a toupee on, and you find out he's bald, and he looks like he was 28 and big and buff, and you get there and he's 55 and his stomach's hanging down. Okay, this next one is a really messed up story. I don't know if you guys have been following this, but there's Amber Alerts all over the United States this past week, and it was about the little 2-year-old Largo boy, and out of St. Pete. The mother this is messed up so bad. She created a false profile saying she was walking down the road, and I'm not reading this off the thing, just from what I know from the story. She's walking down the road, and it's like 9 o'clock at night. Says the guy picked him up to give him a ride home. And all of a sudden, she gets knocked out, and then her son is abducted. Well, they start questioning her, and the cops interview a few guys that were actually happened to be at the convenience store that looked like the guy she had described, and holding them over for questioning and stuff. Turns out she killed the kid. She slapped him so hard that his head went into the wall, and I guess messed him up, and then he started having seizures, and then he died. And she was like, "Oh, I was scared. I put him out in the woods," and blah, 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 blah. Bitch, why didn't you call when he started having seizures? At least you would have been for child abuse. I hope they hang your butt. And I know there's going to be people saying, "Oh, you're racist. She's a black woman. You hope they hang her." No, I said about it with the guy right before her, too. They should hang his ass as well. But if you're going to kill your kid, I have no mercy on you. I don't care if you're black, white, green, purple. Kill your kid, I hope they hang your ass from the highest tree they can in Florida.
I don't believe in murder, period, but I can understand killing a spouse. Trust me. I was married for 13
years.
Hey,
easy with that stuff.
But I get you get getting frustrated with your relatives, but how in the world could you hurt your kid? And then accidents happen. She screwed up, she hit him, but the problem was when the kid got to his point was his health was in risk. Why didn't she take him to the hospital? Good grief. It could have turned from a slap to a wrist instead of murder. So, I don't get people. It just makes
There's
me sick.
There's no reason to hurt a kid.
No, none.
None whatsoever. I mean, and I can vouch for that because when my mom was little, when I was little, my mom died. I got stuck in a children's home over in Tampa, and they were the most ruthless. And I'll give you the guy's name too. It was George W. Newcomb. He's a preacher out in Texas now. But this guy, and I'm going to have a show one night just on that. This son of a bitch knew how to torture us better than anybody's ever been tortured before. You talk about waterboarding, that ain't nothing. When I watched this guy scrub my little brother down with a wire brush, who's mentally handicapped, and because he peed in the shower, and then poured him down with rubbing alcohol while he had me duct taped to a chair. And I won't go find Newcomb, but buddy, if you ever come to Florida and I see you walking on the street, I'm going to go to jail for whipping your damn ass. Probably for torturing them too. But there's no reason to hurt a little kid, period. I mean, you want to spank their butt, that's one thing. You want to put them in timeout, that's another thing. Don't starve them. Don't kill them. Don't bitch slap them around the room. You know, be a damn parent. I believe in punishment, but I don't believe in abuse.
No, I don't either.
You guys do that, and I hope, I don't give a damn what color you are. You can say, oh, well, you said it was a black woman and hang her. You know what? If she was a green woman, I would still say, hang her ass. You killed your son. He's 2 years old.
Yeah, I don't care what color. You could be purple.
There's people standing in line to adopt people. That's what I don't get the whole abortion thing. You people call it about abortion. There's plenty of people. And why I'm on this is pissing me off subject before I move on to the next one. I had somebody write and ask me what I thought about abortion. I think it's murder. I think you're irresponsible. Safe sex will keep you from having an abortion. I don't think that I should have to pay or anybody else should have to pay for your freaking abortion. If you're going to screw up, now I understand if you're raped or it's an incested thing. Okay, I get that. But if you're going to go out like this girl that I know that lives down in Putnam County, and you're going to have 8, 9, 10 freaking abortions because you're too damn lazy to make your boyfriend, who is a lame-brained piece of crap in the first place, he's a deadbeat dad, doesn't take care of his freaking kids. You're going to keep getting pregnant? You know what? My ass should not have to pay for your freaking abortion. Don't get on TV and start saying, well, abortion should be legal. Bitch, you should have an IUD put up inside of you. They do them free at the health department. They give away condoms at the health department. Safe sex will save trillions of dollars a year, and it won't be murdering babies. I've never heard anybody that wasn't born say, oh, abortion should be illegal. Everybody that says abortion should be legal is all alive. To me, you're killing something. You know, unless you're going to eat it, don't kill it. I don't even want to get started on that. It's for a different show.
I got you
Okay,
there.
race car driver thrown from a car after crashing into a tree.
Okay,
then ran over.
Before we put the video on, y'all, we would not put this video on if it was something major tragic. We only put this video on because, like, I don't know if it was an angel or what, but you got to see this woman. Watch this car as it hits a tree. She comes out with minor injuries, and, you know, the two cars were racing, and she texted everybody from her hospital bed saying she was fine. She only had to break her arm. But watch, you can see her body come up out of the vehicle. She's in like a tan or white. She'll be off to the right-hand side between the tree and the red car. Watch her body come up and onto that car. I'll tell you what, I'd be thanking the God above. So
the reason I want people to watch this video is because you young kids out there street racing, you're not just endangering your own lives, you're endangering other people's lives as well. Street racing, yeah, that's great to watch it on TV, and these guys are pros. Mm-hmm. They'll tell you, don't do this. I've covered so many wrecks, especially down in Orlando and stuff, and just over in front of Corky Bell's within the last 6 months. How many people was it? 4, 5, 6, something like that died because people racing. Yeah. And then the same guy that was involved in that actually lost his life speeding and racing again. The reason I want people to see this is because this is what's going to happen to your dumb ass. Now, luckily, this girl was minor injuries, but she was racing, and they got ran over by a rival driver. So go ahead and flip that footage. And it is graphic.
Do you see her body come up out of there? Right between the cars. Watch, right there. Her body comes straight up and over onto the other car. How she made it out of that car. I mean, an angel had to, like, get her.
Look at her head.
That's the tree.
spiking
Yep.
in the ground.
Watch how that car split that got split in two by the tree, and her body comes flying out of it onto the other car. She is daggone lucky. Only God above
put it
could
up.
have done that one. So.
What's your freeze right there.
Yep.
Back
hold
it
on.
up a little bit if you can. Okay, back it up.
Yeah, you'll be able to see her body.
Back it up. Back it up. She's laying on the ground on the right-hand side. Here she comes. There comes her feet up over the top of the car. Right there. See
Right
the
there.
other
Look at
car?
her body in the middle, in the air.
Yeah, now rewind it just a hair bit more.
Yeah. Right there.
See her come out of the one car?
That had to have been an angel pulling her butt out of there, because she only came out with minor injuries and a broken arm. Look at that car.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Let her run real time here. Slow-mo. There you go. There you go.
Right there comes her
Wait
body.
for it.
Right into the other car.
for it.
Straight up.
And wait
God.
for it. Head spike. Head spike. And here it comes.
And we're not making fun of this.
Touchdown.
We're trying to help people see the reality of what could have been so much worse. She could have been killed.
It doesn't look
Touchdown.
Yeah.
Like it looks like
The ball has been spiked.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the last frame. Just let it play through.
Yeah, it said Valentina Tomasello somehow emerged from the carnage in an event in the Dominican Republic with just a broken arm. Horrified motor racing fans feared the worst when a catastrophic crash saw the car split in two as it hits a tree, throwing the driver out and struck by another vehicle competing in the event. So, yep. All I can say is, if she didn't believe in God, I don't know about now, but I think she might. I know I would.
Now, actually, this other story that's coming up, a man puts an electric fence
I don't
near a school
know.
bus stop.
Yeah, this one's kind of funny. So,
You know, if an old person tells you get the hell off their lawn, get the hell off their lawn.
yeah.
You know, the guy looks like he's got a nice thing of grass there. But Virginia man took, you kids get off my grass lawn to a new level by putting up an electric fence near a spot where students waited for his school bus. Brian Tucker said he erected the fence Tuesday because he had trouble last year with kids trespassing and littering on his property. Now, you know what? I have kids to do the same crap to mine, but I don't have electric fence by the road. Do have one for the horses, though. They don't respect other people's land, Tucker told CNN affiliate WTVR. I pick up trash every day. He said the no trespassing signs he's posted on his property for years haven't helped. The fence was connected to a solar-powered battery with a foot or so away from the street on Tucker's corner lot in Henrico County, just outside of Richmond. Neighbors were shocked to find out about the fence as kids gathered at the bus stop for the first day of school. James Balfour owns his house in the neighborhood and said he felt a slight shock when he touched the fence. I understand his concerns. I just don't think he understands the neighbors' concerns about their kids. One of them could touch it and get shocked. You know what? It'd probably do your kid good to get shocked. If they're not listening to the man and disrespecting him and not staying off his grass, you know what? Put up an electric fence. Shock the little booger eater. Oh, I'm going to hear about this one. But you know what pisses me off?
What's that?
It's when people do that crap to my yard. They drive by, I live on a corner lot, and they think it's damn garbage central there. They throw their beer cans out. They throw everything. They run over my street sign. How many times? 5, 6 now.
Yeah, at least.
And then they back up off of it, take off. They cut through the corner of my grass, you know, and luckily the school bus stop is not there anymore. But I used to have the same problem with kids, and I love kids. Anybody that knows me will tell you we do a lot for the kids. But, you know, the one kid that stole my cell phone, was he 13 years old?
Yeah.
That little booger eater looks at my surveillance cameras.
Looked
around
at the
studio,
camera, yeah.
grabs my cell phone. This is a kid that I've known for years. Every, during the summertime and the ice cream truck comes around, I buy all the kids ice cream. I get ice pops at the house. My son, who's just a little bit older than them, I get him his ice pop things. He'll take them out and give them to the kids. I'm always, they'll come up and ask me if they can get a drink of water when they're out playing and stuff. I've always been nice to these little kids. But a damn little booger eater stole my freaking cell phone and then lied to me about it, even when I had him on camera.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So there are some little juvenile kids that electric fence should be wrapped around their butthole and their winker for some of the stuff they do, and shock them. Get a cattle prod, stick it in their butthole and fire it up. That'll straighten them out.
Trust
But
me.
if
You've got a 10-mile.
Eaters,
Yeah.
hey, this is what's pissing me off night, so I can say it and get away with it. People don't like it. Kiss my butt. If your little booger eaters are not minding, and I had little booger eaters too, if your damn kids aren't minding and being respectful, whip their damn ass when they get home. My kids are always respectful to everybody at this house that they go to. I'm very proud of them. But they know if they didn't, Daddy would take his hand and wear their damn little butt out. But if your kids are being disrespectful, hey, man, I'm all for this guy. Somebody should give him a medal. He didn't hook up 120 to it. Hooked up the friggin' battery to it.
Yeah, you got a 10-mile, and, I've been shocked by it a couple times, but I can't see where it's going to hurt anybody. It might get your attention, but it's not going to hurt you. So.
This next story, this guy's mugshot. God, please tell me we got a shot of his face.
We do. He is up on the screen.
Yeah, there he is.
Billy Warren Pierce Jr.
He got blue eyes, don't he? One blue this way and one blue out. Holy crap! He offered $9,000 for a hitman to murder family of 5. Deputies say Pasco County deputies said a witness. Hang on. I got to hit the read on button here. It's not doing it.
This was in Newport Richey.
Yeah, okay, there we go. I got it now. Pasco County inmate had an elaborate plan to hire another inmate to murder a child and her 4 relatives, deputies said. Pasco County deputies said a witness who was also in jail stated that he had hired a 44-year-old Billy Warren Pierce, should call him Billy Bob Butthole, Jr., to commit the murders. Pierce was arrested for a sexual battery charge against a child under the age of 9. Deputies said the victim lives in a home with her mother, father, sister, and uncle. Pierce knew this because he was friends with the victim's father and had been there several times, deputies said. According to Pierce's arrest affidavit, he believed that the witness was capable of such an act due to being a member of the Aryan Brotherhood. Pence allegedly signed a contract to hire the witness to murder all 5 relatives and agreed to pay $9,000. The dumbass can't even bond out of jail. How does he think? That's probably where the other inmate figured it out. Deputy said Pierce gave specific details on how the family members' physical appearances and how to get to the home, how to enter the home, and the types of vehicles they drove, where they worked, where they hung out, all the other details, even including the family freaking dog. Look at that face, though. He couldn't go do it.
It's a face only a mother could love.
How's he gonna look down the barrel of a gun? Well, he wouldn't have to close his left eye to do it. But what an idiot. Anyways, they should hang his ass. Child molester. Okay, he's a white guy. Or everybody that says I'm a racist. Well, I'm not even sure this guy is white. I think he might be one of the things that they're looking for on TLC channel. It's like Sasquatch's
Is that
brother.
one of those ones you just check other? Are you white,
Looks like
Hispanic, Asian, Latino, or other? Is that where you click other?
Well, I think he's a notorious, you have Sasquatch and Yeti and all this. I think this is the elusive douchebag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's on other. He's douchebag. He's not any of the above. He's other. He's a douchebag.
The other guy's looking at him like, you dumbass, you're in jail for being a child molester. You can't even bond the hell out. and you're going to give me $9,000. Piss on you. I'm going to set your ass up. I'll get out for being a snitch. Good for him. Oh. Okay. Let me go to the next story. What do we have?
Hey, in local news, we have Hawthorne Middle and High School makes the grade and it's going to remain open.
They shot who now? What did they do?
Hawthorne, the middle high school, makes the grade. They're going to remain open. The Alachua County School District says Principal Dan Ferguson, who transferred to the school at the beginning of the last year, implemented a number of programs and strategies to boost performance and included reducing absences and increasing the number of students enrolled in advanced or career tech courses. So, and I guess according to the Florida Department of Education for the school year 27-18, they went from a string of D's and F's over the last 6 years to now they have earned a C for the 2017-18 school year. So, way to go, guys. Keep it up.
Good for them.
So,
that's like Rick Cernsey. I mean,
Yes.
There's not too many people I endorse, but Rick Cernsey is, we had him on the show a couple of weeks ago, and that guy he's kick butt. He actually loves the kids. He respects the kids. He respects the system, but he doesn't always agree with the system. I've watched him make a bunch of big changes. So you guys that are, he isn't up for election this time, but when he does come up for election, if he keeps doing the job he's doing right now, vote him in. What's the other guy's name right now while I'm thinking about it that you guys do not want to vote in? Bud McInnes.
yes.
AKA, according to one of my listeners, Doug Dung Beetle. This guy's calling. He tried to have the soup kitchen shut down. He's supposed to be running for school board. Multiple kids go to this place and eat. Instead of representing these kids and saying, keep the soup kitchen open, he calls the guy a piece of shit who's a Christian man and a veteran that has served our country and is trying to help where kids and elderly can eat. And they serve 190 something or 167 meals a day. They drive like 80, 90 miles away to deliver one meal or a couple of meals down in Pearson. And Bud McInnes says, oh, well, he's a piece of shit for doing that. Well, not for doing that, misquote. For breaking the laws of doing that. You know what? Sometimes laws are made to be broken. And when you have to be the better person, McInnes, we're in a perfect position, but you're more worried about your damn property values than you are some kids eating. You do not deserve to represent those kids.
Now, wait a minute. Isn't these the same kids that he's wanting to be a school board person to take care of, the same ones that sit in school with his children? Yep,
same section, same county. A bunch of kids, between 20 and 40 kids that go there to eat daily that are not scumbuckets. And that's not going to drop his damn property value. Yet he fights to get it closed and still bad-mouthing the guy. So you know what? Right here's my mouth. I spit in your damn general direction. But McInnes, or Bud McInnes, whatever your name is, a.k.a. Dung Beetle, according to my listeners. They have named you Dung Beetle, so get used to it, I guess. But rabies alert.
Yeah, we got to break some commercials. Alert. So yeah, as soon as you get done with the rabies, we've got some commercials to break in. So.
Okay, that'll work. Well, let's go ahead and do the commercials before we do the rabies alert.
Okay.
Hop them up.
First up, we have cars.
Yeah, community auto repair specialists. You know what? These guys do great work. They work on everything. I mean, they will line the car. They will do the oil changes. They'll rebuild your motor. If you forget to put oil in it and blow it up, they'll rebuild it. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and closed Saturdays and Sundays. And I say it every week because they have a new baby, which is adorable.
Yes,
Tracy, you and Jason did a good job. I wish my kids would have been that cute when they were little. Cheyenne, Hunter, I love you guys. All my kids.
They're beautiful children.
All 90 of you. Anyways, you guys go over there. They're right there on 20. And if you're looking for the place, it looks like a big red barn. Looks like it's a car lot in front of it. The car lot's not part of them, but they're all in the same building there. Look for the Big Red Barn just past Taco Bell, going toward Walmart on 20. Okay? And on their tires, they sell their tires at price. All you pay for is the mount and balance of them. Whatever they get them for, you're going to get them for. So if you got a $20 tire, you're going to pay $20 plus about $3, $4, something like that to have it mounted and balanced, which is a pretty sticking good deal. That's
So
where
you
I'm
can't
getting
beat
my
that
next set of
price.
tires from. Okay. Mr. Bird Auto Sales. God, I forgot
Auto
to call him
sales.
this week. Oh, our Bird Auto Sales. Yeah, it's Friday night. Sorry, Mr.
I was
Bird.
gonna say.
Bird Sales Inc. Rent to own. I'm gonna have to read that thing here, and I know about this place because I've already gotten a building off of them, getting ready to get another one off of them.
Put wheels on a shed, it could be a car.
Mr. Bird has all kinds of buildings, guys, from gazebos to greenhouses, storage units. I got a frog in my throat. Hang on.
They actually had, I'm not sure if they still had it, but I know a few weeks ago I saw where they had a kennel, an actual covered kennel for some dogs with a runoff in front of it. That was pretty nice looking. So.
It might have been for his dog. If you guys try to break in there at night, let me tell you, he has one badass dog. I wouldn't break in there, but if you have good credit, you can go there and get financed. If you don't have good credit, just go in there and tell him you want to rent to own one. He's not going to humiliate you. The guy's incredible. You know, if you got to put some stuff in the back of your yard, back of your house, whatever, and you got stuff building up inside your house, these sheds, some of them you can get cheap, as cheap as what you pay a storage unit where you got to drive across town and then back. This you just walk outside, turn a key, they lock, do it like mine, put an alarm system on it. So anybody trying to break into my barn, try to get my lawnmower again, or my canoe, guess what? I'm going to shoot you. Okay, which one's the next one? But go see Mr. Bird. Hair by Barbie. Barbie will pinstripe your hair like Taco Bob does a car. Make it look pretty. You have to get Cletus on here one night to do that one. Now, Barbie does great work.
Yes,
she knows what she's doing. She knows how to do women's hair. She can do Brazilian blowouts, blow dry your hair. If you want to look like Cousin It from the Munsters, she can even make you look like that. She won't do it, though, I don't think. But anyway, she does men's hair. She does beards, all kinds of stuff. She is by appointment only. She has 2 locations, one in St. Augustine, 440 CBI Drive, Unit
CBI.
103, Lot 17, or Lot 7.
Lot 7.
Number 7. That's right across from the Home Depot in St. Augustine off of US 1. For you other ones that want to know. If you go to Kelly's Hair Salon, it's at 916 St. John's Avenue in Palaca. That is right across from Pizza Boys. Got it right this week. She is appointment only. You're going to have to call her, go back, look for the phone number. But she is by appointment only. If you just show up, you're going to sit there looking stupid. She might be able to squeeze you in. I don't know. Every time I go in there, it's like boom, 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 one after another. Okay, do we have anybody else?
We have a couple left. We've got Amanda from Palaca Cinema.
Oh, yeah. Put Amanda up. Hey, gang, I'm here with Amanda down at Palaca Cinema. Amanda, what kind of deals you guys got going on?
Right now we have our 250 Tuesday. 250 Concession Tuesday is a deal we offer on concession items. Tickets will never be 250, but still come on down, help us support 250 Tuesday. And as always, I want to thank the people of Palaca and Putnam County for #Keep It Local. We really do appreciate your support, and we wouldn't be here without it. And you know we always love the kids. Everything we do is for the kids. So bring them on down, help us out, and as always, #Keep It Local.
All right, thank you, Amanda. You're the best. I'm going to get her an Alabama hat. What she says, keep it local. The hashtag thing she's got going on. Keep it local. It's very important, gang. These businesses that we do on here, we give them a big, big break on the advertising. Actually, we don't even make any money off of it. It costs us more to produce the ads and to do the time and stuff on the air than we make. And it's to help the businesses out. So keep it local. If you don't have to buy it on Amazon, you can buy it locally. Go do that. One of the places that doesn't advertise with us, like the computer guys, Get your computer fixed over there. Twisted frozen yogurt over there in Palaca. Go there and get your yogurt. Go over to Crystal Cove. Your family comes in, go to Crystal Cove Marina. These are just some of the places that I know that are good businesses that don't advertise with us. I wish they would, but keep it local.
So, speaking of keeping it
local,
local,
got free plugs, by the way.
Yeah, speaking of keeping it local, we have Animal Health Center of East Palaca.
Dr. Smith and Dr. Nagy. I can't see their ad because it's too small on my screen, but I can tell you what, guys, gals, they do good work. They care about the animals. They're not there, to make $1 billion off of you. They're there because they care about the animals. Their hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 to 5 p.m. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then Saturdays, they're only open from 8 till noon. If you show up at 1 o'clock, you're not going to get in there. You got to go to their other facility over in St. Augustine. But the one thing you guys want to do is get your pets spayed and neutered. If you're not going to breed them, there's people going off the chain on the Putman Way this week. Tammy was putting out fires because they're accusing people of, having dog kennels and blah, 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 blah. Get your animals spayed. Get them neutered.
Can I say something on that behalf also?
They also do low-cost vaccines there as well.
Yes.
Your animals vaccinated, and that's coming up for our next segment here. Very important. Get your animals in there. Get their rabies shots right now, especially if you live out in Green Cove Springs.
Yes.
Okay. What were you going to say?
No, I just wanted to say, if you all want to have an out, or you guys want to pull somebody out for not spaying or neutering their animals, please don't do it on our IITW radio. Our artists, I don't appreciate that, and neither do our artists. They give us our music to share with the world, and I truly was very upset when I saw that posted underneath there, causing a fight underneath one of our African artists. So
yeah, the next time you guys do this, Tammy is going to ban your ass forever off of IITW radio and off the Putman Way. We work really hard, gang, to give you guys news and music and everything, and we don't make squat off of it. We do this to help you guys out and to help the artist out. We had a young lady from Africa that I put her stuff up on the Putman Way. You guys want to go to the Putman Way. And we put her thing up there. She's a beautiful young lady. It's a voice of a freaking angel. It's over in Africa there where, it's not as good as the United States. And she has a lot of hurdles to overcome, from being over in Africa for one, but having a beautiful voice, singing. We wanted to highlight her so that people could get on there and say, oh man, listen to this young lady's voice. She's only in her 20s.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
And she's trying to spread gospel music and everything else, and what she believes in strongly, and her music. And you could tell by watching her videos that she sings from the heart. She doesn't sing from the brain or from her lungs. She sings from her actual heart. And this young black gal is up there to be recognized. And a couple of you made it about freaking dog breeding. Are you out of your freaking minds? Don't go on something that we put up to try to help support somebody and show people, hey, this is their talent, and then you turn it about a damn dog issue? What in the hell is wrong with you people? Write in. Send a letter to the editor. Do it that way. Do it on another thing, or sometime when we're talking about, animals being spayed. Write an article yourself. Send it in. We're not going to bash anybody, but you get on there, and whether you're right or wrong, or whether the guy was doing it or not doing it, doesn't make a damn bit of difference. You picked the wrong format, which drug me into a bunch of crap, and Tammy into a bunch of crap with your bullshit. Don't do that. But anyways, what's our next commercial before?
We're done with commercials, but we're back on to the rabies outbreak. We've only got about 9 minutes, so we've got this. After rabies outbreak, we got the drive-through, so we got a video for that one when you're done with the rabies.
Yeah, the rabies alert. I wonder if this will work. No, not really.
Not quite. That's a whole new beep.
Icebreakers. People think you dip if you put this in your back pocket. They expect you to spit at any time. You can put this crap in the back of your pocket, slide it in there, keeps me from smoking. You take this little packet, put it in the back of your pocket, and then act like you're going to spit, and then just kind of scrunch your face and act like you're swallowing it like you're a total badass. People run from you. Nobody wants anybody that's going to swallow that worm dip. Anyhow, Green Cove Springs and Clay County Health Department issued a rabies advisory Wednesday for Doctors Lake area and for Orange Park after a feral cat tested positive to rabies. All residents and visitors in Clay County should be aware that rabies is present in the wildlife population and also in domestic animals if you don't get your cats and dogs vaccinated. They do have the shots.
Yeah.
They're only like $35, $40, something
Not
like
even
that.
that. They're only like $13 plus $5. And, you know, the cost so much is the like if you go to the vets, then you got a vet bill. But if you're so worried about having a vet bill, take them to one of these Dollar General ones. Just for the goodness gracious, get them their daggone shots. So.
Yeah, and my kids are listening in here at your mom's house. I know she's doped up from having surgery. Take her up there and just to mess with her. Tell her that she just left the vet's office. She was she was spayed.
Oh my Lord.
Let her take her pills and drive her up there when she wakes up. Hey, you were spayed. And we also got your rabies shot. I'm sure that Dr. Nagy would probably go along with that as a joke, and they would print you up a rabies tag for your mother.
Oh my goodness.
I'm joking.
No, we got a couple of good stories. This next one is about two that were arrested from Florida with a drug house with a drive-through window and open-close sign. I mean, this, you know, this is one of those.
Only in Florida.
Yeah, this is one of those stop and drop services. You stop and get your drugs, and you drop over from an overdose. So.
Yeah. Could you? Oh, there went my screen went black again. Did I disappear?
No, you're still here. We can still see you. Just type it back in.
Oh no, my computer went.
That's because
Like
it's got
it
a
was dead for a
screensaver.
second. No, I mean it went to complete black and it started shutting down. I had to hit the power button real quick. Okay, yeah, and the drive-through thing. Well, that one's way up there, isn't it? Anyways, the drive-through house. Hey, yo, hey, can you hook me up with some meth? They took a drive-through window from a restaurant and attached it to the side of their house. And it's like, yeah, could I get a number one McCrack sandwich, please? Yeah, could I get to number 5 McFrisky?
McFrisky.
No, I need some crack. I'm not stupid enough. Okay, before we get too far into this thing, you guys can check us out on IITW Radio on Facebook, or you can go to IITWradio.com and check us out there as well. You can also go to YouTube, check out IITW Radio. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. The more people we have, the more contests we can give out. You know what? I'm going to give a crock pot out. Anybody that goes in and signs up tonight.
Travis, we've got the 30 days of 30 giveaways. That was in it. Your
Yeah, we
books
got
were in
30.
it.
I was getting ready to get into that too. But for tonight, if you go on IITW Radio and type in I want to win the crock pot underneath the post for tonight's thing under Tiffany Parker's thing, I'll give away a like 4 or 5 quart casserole crock pot. Anyways, you hit the subscribe button. We've got 30 days of 30 contests coming up. Tiffany Parker is even going to be giving away some of her music.
We're on
So
day
you guys-
7, yeah.
You guys go on there and register for these things. We'll give away CDs, all kinds of stuff. You can also go over to the Putman Way, the THE, Putman, PUTNAM, Way, WAY. We need to get a little sticker put up on the screen from now on. People aren't sure what I'm saying when it comes to that. And go on there. We have great articles. Tammy busts her butt to get stuff up on there. Tammy, I know you're listening. I thought you were going to call me, but you didn't. I know she's busy. She keeps up with the page, does a great job. She keeps you guys really, really informed on what's going on in Putnam County. And the poor gal does not sleep. Tammy, you need to get some sleep. She works her patootie off to make sure that recs get up there. When I'm out covering them, it can be 3 o'clock in the morning like it was the other morning, and I can call her up, and she's like, I got it. I'm up, and she's right on it. News does not rest. And unfortunately, we don't get enough rest. We work for free doing this stuff to keep you guys informed. And, you know, go on the Putman Way, hit the subscribe button on there or the like button, whatever it is on Facebook. And the website will be up pretty soon. We do have an app for IITW Radio. If you have an Android phone, you can go to Google Play Store and you can look up IITW Radio. You will see an app there. Skip the pay thing. We do not charge for it. Skip, download, and it'll be on your phone. We have a bunch of kick butt artists, about 3,000 artists that we play. And you can go on there. You cannot download the music there, but it will give you links to where you can. You can also vote for your favorite artist on there. Help support these artists. Help get them recognized. The more people that see them and like them, the more their talents are going to be paid off for the hard work that they do. The iPhone app, because of Facebook doing whatever they've been doing and Google and everybody else with their privacy policies, we've had some problems trying to get that thing. We're trying to get it worked out. So
no, it's already worked out. We're just waiting on Google for iPhone to approve it. It's already been worked out.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes 30 to 60 days. They need to hurry up.
Yeah, so we wanted to get back to that video real quick before we run out of time.
Okay, go ahead. What are the video?
Say they exposed a notorious drug house in Ocala. They say it had a drive-through window, hours of operation, even signs directing cars where to go. How multiple overdoses led them right to the house. Police say they had 4 overdoses within a short time frame.
When they investigated, they found this. The mobile home, they say, was working like a drive-through for drugs. You can even see the close sign. Look at that. Right there in the window. New right now at 5, Channel 9's Mert Price, live at Ocala Police Headquarters. And Merton, you've learned that drive-through was part of the accused dealer's plan.
Well, police say the suspects didn't want people coming in and out of their homes, so they set up that window, the drive-up, the walk-up window, to serve their customers, much like...
That's what we were trying to get to before you did your closeout, so you had to see the video.
Instead of a Big Mac attack, give me a McCrack. Anyways, I got to do my shout-outs real quick. Mama B, if you're listening, which I know she is, she listens every night. She's our best listener and one of our most favorite listeners. Thank you for listening. We do love you. And don't stress. Quit stressing. All you guys quit stressing. To Aiden, give a shout out. Aiden is a cool little kid. That is Hot Pocket Bob's son. To my niece, Rosie, and my other nephews and nieces, Levi, Dakota, TJ, my sister, Lori, Tammy, I know you're listening. Shout out. And everybody else that's listening. You know, if you want to shout out, let's see, who else is there? Cindy Shaw, Annette, Audrey, Cameron, all the Camerons. Anyways, we've got to get out of here, gang. Anyway, we got to go. We're already out of time. I love you. We love you here at IITW Radio in the Putman Way. By the way, Tammy is going to be starting and doing her own show. You guys need to support her. It's going to be women talking about what women talk about. I have no clue. I'm not good at it. I will only confuse you. Tammy will help you figure it out. I believe her shows are going to be on Wednesdays, a couple of days a week during the daytime. Hopefully it doesn't cut into your soap operas. Listen to her. She's good at what she's talking about. To all you other guys, your government phones, your regular phones, you're out there listening to us on Radio Land. We love you. We will see you back here next Friday night. I'm going to be out of town for a week, so we're going to cut the show. We're not going to have it this coming week. We will see you next Friday night. Thank you, Chris, for your help. Marie, station manager, Tammy, Cameron, all you guys. I love you. We'll see you Friday night. God willing, the creek don't rise and the government don't get me first. I'm out.
When I was a child, I had dreams for a while till the world came in, trying to choke out.
This music is by Tiffany Parker.